So with that, I pass back to Udo. Who have we got in second place?
We do have two more, that's correct, yes. And I think we started off with an already pretty amazing startup. But again, there's always someone who can compete better, who has a better solution, or who has an idea which is more interesting for the engineers. And that's why I would like to announce the second prize, which is going this year to a startup, which is based in Germany. It's a spin-off from University of Münster, and it's called Redu. And with that said, Redu is basically an open source software and hardware system which is supporting an educational approach. So what do? They manufacture a senseBox, which is triggering data like environmental data, emission data, and also other measuring data. So they collect the data which is out there in the field, and they basically put it in the open source network. So a lot of people have access to this data, and they can actually see what is going on in my street, for example. How high is the emission in this street? And maybe I can do something with this data in order to make it a better street and in order to actually make a difference. So this startup is definitely one startup which has a really nice sustainable approach. And with that technology and with that said, I would like to ask Thomas Bartoszek, the CEO and co-founder from Redu, on stage, as also Mr. Dr. Martin Lechner, the executive director from Messe Munich.
So thank you for joining us up here on the stage. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Thomas, I already explained a bit, but I think there's no better person to explain what your company is about than yourself. So maybe you give it a short wrap-up. What is your startup about?
Yes, thanks a lot, Udo. Yeah, I'll give it a try. So maybe I start with the last phrase I said more or less like that in the application video we had to submit. So at Redu, we care about the future of education and the future of our environment. What would be more important? And these are the two problems and the two issues we want to tackle with our main product, senseBox. So as you mentioned, one major part is collecting a lot of data, open data about our environment. This may be data that can help in questions around climate change, air pollution, noise pollution, or light pollution, so different environmental phenomena that we care about. And how we're going to do it. You know, everybody can set up a senseBox without knowing how to build such electronic devices, how to code them. We have the systems to teach people, kids at school, students at university, but also citizen scientists, how to build such a device, how to code it, and how to collect the right data. We have these systems, the software to do that, and also a platform, as you mentioned, the Open Sense Map, where this data is then published and available to anyone. Yeah? It has a license that, among the text of the license says it's data of the humanity. It belongs to the humanity. So this is the approach, and we're trying to make the best out of it and trying really to form the future of education and the environment.
Perfect. Thank you very much for the short pitch of your startup. Maybe one last question to you. Why did you come up with this idea to make it open, to make it available for everyone? What was the triggering point?
So my background and the background of most of our team at Redu is in geoinformatics. And we really follow, already at the university, we follow the open source approach in many and even all things we do, basically. And we really believe that open source, even as a business model, can really trigger a lot of innovations. More innovations than closed or black box system can do. So that's why we really took this approach of open source and open data and made it also the key of our business. And we still believe and see that it really works, and are really happy about that.
Yeah, indeed. And your community is also growing and growing, and that is also due to the fact that it's available for everyone who is interested in this kind of data measuring and data collecting. Well, thank you again. And a short question to Mr. Dr. Martin Lechner. it's really nice to have you here on stage, and it's really nice that you made this show happen with all those circumstances. But we have heard that a lot of times, so I don't want to ask any question about that. I just have one question to you. What are actually startups for Messe Munich and especially for Produktronika?
Thank you very much for the question, Jens. Udo, first of all, thanks to our customers and partners that this could happen, because without their strong involvement and their yes to the show, it wouldn't be possible to have the show these days. You know that we have challenging times, and it is still challenging ahead, and we don't know what will bring the next weeks. That's first of all. Second, answering your question, the cooperation with you, with Elektor, with Donna, is hopefully a long-standing one, as we feel that for the clients, the exhibitors here at the show, talents are becoming more and more important. And the reason why they are participating at shows like this is, yes, they have qualified visitors and B2B visitors, and especially through the startups, young talents, and takes a chance. And while we are always talking about booster, now take Produktronika as a booster for your career. Yeah? Take the chance. Go to the exhibitors and try to get in touch with them. They are more than open to talk to you and get in touch with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And then I would say it's time to get the prize in your hands. Here we go. As a second prize, you're going to get 25,000 also marketing budget in Elektor. And let's give it a big applause, everyone, for the second prize, Redu.